Hi, in this video I'm going to share how we doubled our response rate from an offer. We send it to 20,000 leads monthly, and you can use this exact system inside your business as well. My name is Dhruv. I help B2B service companies scale using AI. And let me share the three things that we're going to be going through in this video. So the first thing we'll cover is the business use case. Why would you want to qualify your customers this way? The breakdown of exactly how the automation works, and you can actually download the exact template yourself and customize it and install it into your business. And lastly, we'll also do a live run of the template so that you can see how the values get populated, and also certain really must-dos that you must have in order for this template to work for you. All right, with that, let's get into the video. Hello guys, how's it going? So in this video, I'm going to cover how to filter your leads using Google Maps ratings. Now, we run an offer for property managers, and we help them with sales, automation, and the fulfillment side of things, CMAs, all these things. And one thing we've realized is that the best clients we get are actually the ones that are rated above 3.9 stars. So that is actually a must-do process in our SOP that we have given to our VAs, that they have to use the following automation in order to clean out the data set so that we're only targeting the kinds of clients that we want to attract. So let's get started over here. Now, if I look at the automation, what we have is we have an automation which is going to get rows from a sheet. It's going to grab a certain limited of them, loop over them, run some operations, and then update the rows back in the sheet. So if I go over to the Excel sheet, what we have is we have the first name, last name, email of our lead, and then we also have the company name plus location. We also have this column which says done. And the reason for having a column like this is if you're running this for, say, I think it's like 600 leads that we have in here, something crazy like that. If you're running it for that many leads, sometimes, either for some reason, connectivity, apify, N8n, your automation can stop working, and it is important to keep track of where you are exactly so that you don't have to restart from the top all over again. So the way we do that is we actually have a filter, and I'll show you this in the sheet. And by the way, if you want to get that N8n automation, you can just follow the instructions in the description, and we'd be more than happy to send that over to you. So if I go over here, what we have in the automation is we submit a form, and we are actually getting the rows from our sheet. Now we're filtering on the column done, and we're filtering on the values which are 0, which means they're not done yet. And at the end, what we do is we actually fill in the value. And if I scroll down over here, we actually fill in the rating, and we actually fill in the value for done as 1. So let me actually run this and give you an idea of how this works. Now, what we've done is we've actually given the production URL link to this to our VAs. And if I just run this from test, and let me execute workflow. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this URL. And if you're going to share this with your VA, you want to give it a folder where the folder in which the sheet resides is also shared with you. It's shared with the automation, it's shared with the VA. That way, there won't be any issues accessing the sheet. So that is one main thing to do. If I make this sheet 0, okay, I've got this running over here. Let me submit. Okay, so that should get started. All right, so here what it did was it grabbed 9 records. The reason for that is these are, I believe, 9 records over here where we have, they're not done yet. All the rest are 1s, so they have been completed. Actually, it's already run on the first location. So if I grab this, if I search for it over here, So it does give you the rating, and I believe it's picking up the right company as well, California. And sometimes it's going to mess up, unfortunately. And the thing here is like, as long as something like this is like 95% accurate, it's more than good enough for us. And it's not worth the extra VA effort to go through step by step and check them. So, it's a little bit of a, what do we call it? We can make the automation more complex and try to fix it that way. But to us, like, the ROI just isn't in there, so we don't end up doing that. We just like to keep things super, super simple, super understandable, and easy to edit, easy to run. Okay, so it's running through. Let me go back. You can see it's run through more of these, and essentially it's going to stop the moment it hits here. So let's go over the output. So we have this limit, then we have it looping over a bunch of different items. In the items, it's picking up exactly what we have inside our sheet, except the rating, which is empty. Now, if I go over to the input over here, we're saving the company name. And if I go over to the extraction process, or actually the creation of the payload that we're sending over to apify, which is our scraper, what we have is we have the following items. We have the search array. We have the maximum number of places we want to be returned per search. So, the thing is, like, obviously, you can have multiple locations with the same name, right, with the same business name. But by giving it the location, so the state and the city, that narrows it down much more. And we just give it the same exact thing in the location as well. Not really necessary to split it, and it does perfectly fine there. So providing these pieces of information to a JSON payload, essentially this makes it into a dictionary, and that dictionary is now being sent over to apify via this HTTP call. So we have apify over here, and if I scroll down, we have our JSON object that's going out, and that is the exact object that was created by the previous step. Okay, so here what we do is, now it doesn't always return a response, so here we're just checking to see if we actually got a response, and if we did get a response, then we're going to fill it in. Now, if we did not get a response, we sort of just leave it empty like this. So this one did not get a response, so we just left it. And then before we go on to the next step in our sort of pipeline, we have a step which filters out and deletes all of these. Okay, so let me go back, and in the final step, we're updating, as we had shown previously. So we just give the document, the sheet, as well as the rating, company name, and the fact that we finished doing it. Okay, so that covers the automation. Now, if you want to do this yourself, you can very easily do this. You can set this up. If you want the automation sheet, you can very easily just follow the instructions in the description and get it. And the other thing you will need is a subscription to Apify. They do have a free $5 initial credits that they give you, but you will finish them up pretty quickly. You need to look for the scraper and get access to it. But honestly, if you use the URL that we have inside the automation, that should give you all of this without even having to really go into and finding this actor. As long as you have an account, an API key, it should take care of it. All right, sweet. So thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you are a B2B services company and you would like to have someone, make your sales team or your internal processes anywhere from 35 to 85% more efficient, then do reach out to us and book an appointment. Love to talk to you. Thank you so much, and have a good one. Bye bye.